Okay, welcome back to Folk in Scotland, episode
8.
8. Oh my word. Do you remember when we were just young lads and we started at 1?
Oh, I had one pube.
Oh dear.
Now I've got 5. So that's less than one a day. Less than one a podcast. And they're painful.
Oh.
When they come out. Oh, God.
My head's like that because I shave it.
Aye, okay.
And when I put my hood up,
Uh-huh.
it grabs it.
Uh-huh.
And it hurts my whole head.
I have to avoid the cat after I've shaved.
Right.
I've noticed this. I'm not allergic to cats, right?
Okay.
But when I have a nice close shave and then I give the cat his wee morning kiss on the top of his head, the whole bottom part of my face just swells up like Bo Selecta. I had to take a little Piriton.
Oh, right.
I thought the reason Piriton was so tiny is because it went up your arse.
Oh. Did it work?
Oh, yeah, the swelling comes down immediately. I like a generic Piriton.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about it. I don't like paying top dollar for the drugs.
Just get the cheap Tesco.
15 pence. But I tried to buy 4 packets of paracetamol from
Right.
a pound shop.
Okay.
And I was told I could only buy 2.
Right.
Because if you buy 4, you get go and kill yourself.
Oh.
So I just bought 2 one day, 2 the next. Delayed suicide.
You can wait. You're
Wait.
patient for death.
Yeah.
I saw on the news the other day,
Oh, here we go.
not just Dundee,
Uh-huh.
but the area of Dundee where I live,
Right.
Lochee,
Okay.
is the number 1 for drug deaths. Wait for this. In the world.
And
Higher than anywhere in America, higher than Colombia, higher than Russia, anywhere. Lochee, a small part, and that's the way they were reporting it in the Dundee
Yeah,
news.
yeah.
Oh, Lochee, they're terrible. It was like Lochee was no longer a part of Dundee.
No, an annex.
Yes.
A walled city like the Vatican. It is actually called Tipperary.
Yeah, that's it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
you used to hate
big
that as a
Irish,
kid
yeah.
because people would go, "Are you from Tip?" In Dundee, Tip means bins.
Yeah.
It means
yeah. Number
rubbish.
1 drug. What may I ask? Are the drugs that's killing people? Is it alcohol? Is it a mixture of all drugs?
You see, I don't think they've looked into it because it might have been a paracetamol delivery truck
Yeah,
ran
yeah.
into a bunch of junkies.
Somebody's maybe got
And
that.
then,
yeah,
yeah.
2 one day, 2 the next.
We're number 1.
That's impressive. They've
In
spent
the
a lot
world.
of money in Lochee. It's been redeveloped, pedestrianised.
Hold on, I'll just stop you there.
Pedestrianised.
They took old buildings that had been empty for like 20 years,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
They knocked them down
Right.
and they put in a road,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they said, this road is where all the buses are going to stop.
Okay.
And we're going to bring everyone into Lochee,
Right. Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But all that happens is the bus is coming up in Lochee and people go, oh, for God's sake, we've got to sit here for 5 minutes. They all sit on the bus and then they leave.
What you're not telling people is it's like one of those police vehicles from riots. It's caged. The windows are caged.
Yeah.
And the bus driver's got like a shillelagh to fight off the locals.
It's
Water cannon on top
I
of the
remember
bus.
I would get on the bus all the time,
Uh-huh.
going home from my work. And there was 2 buses.
Mhm.
I'll have to explain to people, there's the local dangerous buses,
Okay.
and then there's the out-of-town buses, the ones that leave
Yeah.
and go to better areas.
Okay.
So I would get on the local bus. It
Uh-huh.
was like a war zone. People are fighting, there's
Yeah, yeah.
junkies on it, there's rubbish
Yeah.
rolling around. It's awful.
Uh-huh.
And then I went, can I get on the other bus? Because I've noticed it passing my house. So I
Okay.
got on it. Not only is it cheaper, the bus driver would talk to you and ask how your
Oh.
day was.
Uh-huh.
I'd sit down and people are sitting with their Starbucks and they've got their computers out. And you know the one thing that ruined it?
What?
Me.
You.
I'm sitting there in my reflective oil colour.
Shaky.
I was the worst. Everyone's in
Oh.
their suits. All the kids from Dundee High are sitting there with their scarves wrapped 3 times around their neck.
I know the style.
They're all healthier looking.
They wear those kind of Palestinian scarves with the little baubles on them.
Yes.
You know it's to say, check me out.
Yeah.
I've been places. I've travelled. I'm a cultured dude. Ken.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
they would all sit there and they've got their Macs. And oh God, I feel really left out.
Uh-huh.
So I pulled out my phone, but it wasn't a smartphone.
Oh.
I had Snake on it though.
Oh.
So I'd go doot, 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 and everyone's like,
You're
doing
one of
their
those
work and-
people. Yeah.
I was really
Public transport I kind of enjoy. There's not many. You can get in a conversation in public transport. I got the train through Edinburgh, and the woman I was on, I'm getting cough. Each cough could be your last. Enjoy it. But it's tubes. Nobody speaks on the tube.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
The one in Glasgow, people do speak. The Clockwork Orange. You ever been on that?
Yeah.
I like it when you're at the tube and there's a train coming out of the tunnel. You lean forward slightly and you get caught in this kind of warm draft of
warm air.
Do you enjoy that?
Yeah.
It's like a lover's breath in the nape of your neck.
Oh, well, I was in New York, and when you go to the subway there, when the heat comes in, instead of this warm air, it's red hot.
Red hot.
It's amazing.
Like a tandoori oven.
It's like that. It's like your face is against the 2-bar heater. It's amazing. I love that feeling.
They were planning a thing in Dundee a few years ago. We were going to have these high-tech bus stops. And the idea was when a bus idled at the bus stop,
right,
the bus stop itself was going to absorb the heat from the bus's engine. This is true.
Oh, right.
And
healthy.
then while the people sat there on a cold day, it was then release the heat to keep people cozy.
Oh, that sounds like bullshit.
But they discovered the technology didn't exist.
It doesn't exist.
So we've got these space age bus stops. They don't do anything. They're inert. Have you ever looked in the top of bus stops? The things you find.
No, I don't go.
If you're in a double decker, look down at the top of a bus stop.
Okay.
Wherever you are, it must be a universal truth. There'll be like a plastic doll's head.
Oh, right.
Like a can of some energy drink. Some kind of tenacious weeds. It's just growing there in amongst like the kind of the manure.
Yeah.
The bird. Because who's cleaning on top of a bus stop? There could be little love letters. It's amazing with half-spent balloons.
I had a similar experience.
Party balloons. Yeah.
I went to Paris, and
that is a filthy city.
I was
lovely but filthy.
I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I was very touristy area. Yeah. Because I was working there. And I went. I thought, right, I've got some time off. While I'm working, I thought I'll go to the Eiffel Tower. It's within, walking distance.
Oh, you are one of those people. Did you go up the Eiffel Tower?
I went.
Oh God.
So I only got to the first level.
Yeah.
And I'm looking over the edge, and there's a big gutter. But the gutter is full of sweet wrappers and crap from around the world. Yeah. People come from around the world and just dump their shit. Yeah, it's amazing.
That's air miles right there. I love looking behind the scenes of things. Like I've worked in a lot of museums, and I love you get to go behind the wee door into the wee hidden place. The catacombs. That fascinates me. Onto the roof of things. You like to pretend you're a sniper. If you can get a nice view. No, that I don't own a gun. I don't necessarily believe in guns. But if you were just up there scuttling about like the Day of the Jackal, Edward Fox, immaculately turned out.
And my gun must break into 3 parts.
It all comes out. You've got a pretend wooden leg, and it all comes out, and it's like all together.
It's the noise. The best part of that is the noises of things getting put together.
Yeah. That's a male thing. Part. Men love assemblage.
I have to agree.
It's true.
I have to agree. That's why grown men will get furious about Lego kits that are pre-designed.
Oh.
See, your instant disappointment to get a Millennium Falcon for £800.
My tendency was, what I used to do, this is getting painted really bleak, I used to take the razor, this was when I was a little kid, razor blade off kind of fucking inane smiling Lego faces, and I would draw angry faces onto them. Little,
I'm in a room with you right now.
Little bitter looking little eyes. I'd put noses on them. I hated the fact that no noses.
Oh dear.
And then I'd create these dystopias. And then I used to keep pet spiders on my little dioramas.
Oh.
Yeah. Little house spiders.
Sniper.
And they'd stay
Angry
there.
faces.
Faces. I've got a manifesto if any of you would like to read it.
Oh.
It's written in my own blood.
I could believe it.
Yeah.
Speaking of no noses, I went out with a girl and she had no, because the front of the nose, it's mainly cartilage.
Nose, yeah.
She had none.
None, okay.
So she could poke the tip of her
back
nose
into her head.
back in.
Oh God.
And she used to sleep with her face down on a table. I had a picture of her somewhere. I'll have to find it. I probably don't have it. But
fleshy. I've got a very small nose. Our whole family, big
you
head.
You can punch her and go thump and back out
big
again.
Big heads, tiny noses. It's a peculiar set. I can never find a hat to fit.
I'm like that. I've got a very alien-shaped head. I went into... I got a moped once. And I went into a local bike shop.
Oh, God.
And it says, I need a helmet. But I said to him, I've had trouble finding one. He says, not in here, son. We've got every kind of helmet you could possibly want. An hour and a half later, we finally got one. But I had flowers on it. It's the only one I could get to fit because I've got this weird shaped head.
Oh, God.
So, yeah.
My head, if I put a hat on, I remember when I went to horse riding one time and it was just, it was just pressed onto my head. It's like those people lobotomy things. they get like drilled into like my face would be. It's like if I wear a motorcycle helmet, it's like one of those Prince's hams getting squeezed against the inside of the tin. Dundee yesterday. Did you smell the smell in Dundee?
No, what happened?
The dung. They're across in Fife. They're dung mining or whatever they do. Spraying the fields with dung, and it wafts across on a cold day.
There's always
it drifts over the Tay. It clears the nostrils.
It's a terrible one.
My hometown, I went to school one day and the stench in our school, the school had to close.
Right, okay.
You've never smelt something like it. It was thick, the air was thick, nobody could get a breath. We're all lying under the tables, getting flat on the floor trying to get sleep breath. And it turned out the local sewage works had broken down. So they thought, what we're going to do with all this sewage, we'll put it on the fields. So they were going with bogey loads and tractors and just collecting this stuff. So if you looked out in the tatty fields, parks,
that's the most rural thing I've ever heard.
The stench.
Although something similar, but not really. Did you ever go to the Berries as a kid?
Always.
Right. Okay. Well, in Dundee, I don't know if it was the same where you were. But there'd be
this is a soft fruit down here. Yeah.
There was a double decker with no windows. A 16-year-old driving it. And
with a wispy moustache.
They'd go around the schemes picking up kids, and you'd all be waiting. That's what they'd done, and you're all waiting in the morning, right? So you all jump on it. It's a fucking riot. It's insane. You're hanging out the windows, they're screaming. Right. You get all the way out there, then you go to the fields. They divide you up and they give you a bucket, and then you go pick and you go, this is great, free food. After 15 minutes, you're all thrown up. It's horrendous. You never want to have any of these berries again. So you're picking away. But then you learn something. Berries absorb water. So when someone needs to pee, you share it in all the buckets, and the berries just go plumping round and absorb it all. And when you get them weighed, you get more money.
Well, raspberries. A strawberry would be less absorbent.
I don't think they just float. But
for apples.
Everyone was holding their pee in from the buckets at the end, and then you make sure no one's looking, and you'd share the pee. And everyone bring their bucket up and get a wee bit of pee in it.
You've got to remember, people out there, that Dundee was a major producer of jam.
All the jam. I can guarantee you, I saw literally thousands of kids all peeing in buckets. And this all went to jam. So
I suppose the process would have boiled it off.
You think?
I remember there was a place, Christian Salveson in Dundee, that big freezers, and a pal of mine was working there, and he had to wear like a kind of space age suit.
Right.
Because he was in the freezer all day long. And I'm sure he got locked in there one day. Lost his fingertips and the end of his nose. But a big truck had appeared with blueberries. And there was an incident, and the blueberries just went all over the car park. So they're just shoveling this stuff up. And my pal was like a wee bit concerned. He's like, that's not going into for human consumption. No, it's going into Ribena. I used to work, when I worked at a shortbread factory, there's a guy there, and he just travelled the country doing dead-end jobs. It was kind of a weird hobby of his. But he'd worked in Kellogg's, and he said when they were making the Cocoa Pops, some of the old hands used to roll up a little shite and pop it into the Cocoa Pops.
Wow.
Yeah. I've eaten Cocoa Pops.
So have I. But
just a little. Have you heard the expression a Canuck Darrell?
No.
A Canuck Darrell is if you see a sheep, and it works the same in humans, the feces that gathers around the wool at its arse, and they clack about, they're called a Canuck Darrell.
Oh my.
A tag nut.
A dag,
yeah.
Oh my
word. Yeah.
It's getting more rural here.
Why is there hair around your arsehole? Does anybody out there know?
To ruin your life.
Yeah, I can understand pubes at the front, but at the back, no. It's just a hygiene issue. Surely, really hairy buttocks,
yeah,
I can understand.
But a little bald area in the middle.
Just a bald area in the middle.
Yeah.
You just clean it with a
but
moist
no, I
wipe.
get it on the top of my head.
Yeah, you shave your head. I've never shaved my head.
Speaking of dead-end jobs, I was in this terrible job once.
Oh, we've both had stinkers, eh?
I was pulling what are they called, skirting boards off a house and taking the nails out and getting all the wood for recycling. Terrible. And we had to do this whole row of houses, you know. And the guys, they're usually quite tough in that, but they were actually really nice and we had an easy job. Yeah. So I'm working away, and there was this other guy taking on as well, and he was odd, and he would always say things like
you.
A lot odder.
Okay.
Well, he would say things like, "This is good, but I remember when I was on Titan," and we were like, "What?" And I went, "Titan," and he went, "Yeah, Titan. You're not." I went, "The moon Titan." He went, "Yeah." And then he would just go into another conversation, and he would talk about travelling the solar system all the time. Okay. Right? We were like, "Oh God." So it's coming up to the end of our month, and the boss is going, "You're going to have to give me a bank account to get this." He says, "No, I didn't do checks or that. You get a bank account, I'll give you your money." He went, "Don't worry about it. I don't need your money." And he went, "You're getting paid. What are you talking about? You're a hard worker. You're getting paid." Right? He says, I have no need for money. I've just had a wonderful experience with all you people. And we're like, yeah. And then he started getting all spiritual. And he says, what I've gained from you chaps has been amazing. And we're like, okay. So the next day he comes in again, and the boss is going, look, enough of your dicking around. Give me a bank account, right? He says, do you have one? Look, I don't usually do this. I'll give you cash. He says, don't you dare give me anything. I've gained more from this experience. And he's like, for fuck's sake. He says, but I need to leave. And he says, what do you mean? He says, I need to leave, right? So he's like, oh, well, we're all in there's a wee porta cabin where we're all in our sort of canteen. So he walks out, and the guy goes, listen, I'm sick of this guy, and he's shite. So he walks out, and he goes, did anyone see where he went? And he left in about 2 seconds, and he was gone. So he started laughing. So we go out, he's gone. Okay. And no one's ever heard of him since. He actually walked out and disappeared.
You think he's an alien?
He thought he was an alien. I'm convinced he ran out and went behind the porta cabin. Yeah.
That's mysterious, isn't it?
But he didn't take the money. And that was the weirdest part. That is weird. He refused the money.
Remember in like Buck Rogers, they get paid in like these kind of yellow perspex cubes and shit. Yes. Was there like a zip going down the back of his neck?
Isn't it weird?
People are fucking so weird.
I think you thought a punchline was coming there. No,
I was waiting. No, You've done that to me a couple of times. I've sat here
absolutely
open mouthed, agog. There's a lot of Jehovah Witnesses.
Oh, I know them.
They will often take jobs where they get to meet people. A lot up north, there's a lot of Jehovah Witnesses who are windy cleaners.
Right.
Because they speak to people every day. They get that chit chat.
Right.
There was a guy I was at school with. I'm not naming names, but he, God, I may have gone on to you'll have to. I often forget. So if I've repeated stories, we need a button or something.
We're doing a podcast once a week. Let's just repeat them. His summer holidays, and his mum and dad. His dad would nail a list of jobs, odd jobs, to do about the house. Cut the grass, wash the dog, blah, 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 blah. So one day he'd fired through them, and it was coming up to they were actually going on holiday, and he thought, a few extra brownie points, get some more money for the holiday. So he thinks, wash the windows. So he does the downstairs windows, got them sparkling, newspaper and vinegar, and he thinks, I'll do the upstairs windows, gets a ladder, does the front of the house, around the back, puts a ladder up, climbs it, looks, his mum and dad are fucking furiously on the bed. Oh no.
Energetic, acrobatic stuff.
Oh my God.
And he just quietly
killed himself.
Can you imagine?
Oh no.
Oh,
it was a virgin birth. I wasn't even born.
No. You just a pod. You just
the worst
appeared.
thing my mother ever said to me, she goes, I didn't come out till I was 10 months.
What?
Right? Yeah.
You were dug in.
Yeah.
Like an Alabama tick.
I come out swinging a cane. Reading primary 3 level. But and she says, you were a massive baby. But
no
she
wonder.
says she just slid out, not even a problem.
Slid out.
That you just slid out is seared in my mind because I got told that when I was 14.
There's people claim that they can remember their birth.
No.
I know it's garbage, isn't it?
It's nonsense.
Yeah. Imagine if you could remember from before you were born, just a clear memory. That would be nightmarish, wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah.
Birth would be the most traumatic thing. It'd be so cosy in there, surrounded by fluid, just floating. Just everything would be a little muffled noise. Just love and kindness around you. And you come into Dundee. Nine Wells Hospital.
The harshness.
the midwife smoking a fag. They slap you.
I was worse. I was born in a hospital in Dundee called Maryfield.
Oh.
And it
onto
was
the cold concrete.
Yes, it was known for having nothing of comfort in it.
Just a room. Just grit on the floor.
Some straw.
You're looking around, this tackety boots stomping about. If you last the first day, they just give you any family that shows up.
I absolutely believe that.
They just, you get a piece of bacon. And it's sometimes you see the stamp on it where they've you've just got one of that in your arse. They're just stamping it.
And you're born, they don't smack you, they just burn you with the end of your fag.
Oh God. You climb back out of the bucket and just ready to go. Ready to go.
The thing is, right after I was born, the building was condemned.
Oh my God.
Almost immediately. How about that?
Well, back in that day, buildings were like 98% asbestos.
Yeah.
98%. Hygiene's a thing. We've got more hygienic now. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing.
It's not always a good thing.
Have you ever been for a bath in the Highlands of Scotland?
No, never, and never will.
Well, the water's so peaty, it's brown.
Yes.
But it tastes good.
Yeah.
It's a Highlands spring.
That's the peat.
It's the peat.
That's the peat. And it's not. It's just crappy old rusty pipes.
Just rusty pipes. Our water system in our hometown, the filters broke down.
Right.
And I turned on the tap one day, and on my mother's life tadpoles came out. And like bits of frogs, like a leg, an eye, a bit of skin.
Oh my!
Yeah. It was just going through the pipes. Tadpole. Have you ever bought one of those, like a Chinese or Japanese, like strange exotic soft drinks, and it looks like tapioca?
No,
There's little like bubbles, little jelly tots. No, you never seen that stuff. Buy one and drink one.
Oh, I'm not too sure.
You need to drink it.
No,
and the sensation. It's like caviar.
Oh no!
Surrounded in like Kiora. I would just try anything once. Do you know what I think?
See, here's the thing, right? That's a bit like when people say, "I'll try anything once." You won't.
Oh well.
No, you won't.
Oh well.
You won't, because that's like when you proclaim to your loved one, "I'd climb the highest. I'd swim the deepest."
I would.
You wouldn't. Listen. I was flying over
I'd
the
stop
Atlantic
a bullet
once.
for you.
Right, I was flying over the Atlantic once, and I looked down. 5 miles below, there's this oil tanker. Been flying for 6 hours, and there's been nothing but ocean. That's the deepest. I'm not going there.
No.
I saw Everest, right? And I turned a corner, and there was Everest confronting me. And I was looking up at a 45-degree angle at the top of it. It was 20 miles away. And I just thought, fuck that. That a moment before, there was a part of me going, I'd love to try it. I'd love to go for it. As soon as I saw
where's
it,
where's your romance?
My romance?
Where's the
And there's another thing. I realise I couldn't ever climb it. Because once you climb it, the amount of people that go up and climb Everest, they're literally on the top of the world.
Yeah.
There's nowhere higher. And when they come back, they suffer massive depression.
Do they? Yep. This body's all the way up.
Yeah. I wonder if all their pockets have been checked.
Well, it's just the Sherpas. They get left up there. They get abandoned. They get treated appallingly. The helicopter people. Steve Jobs will have been up Everest. Who's the guy that's got Twitter? Dorsey. He'll have been up Everest.
When I was walking up there, they were building a new helipad.
Right. Okay.
But you land, you fly from Kathmandu to Lukla Airport, and it's known as the most dangerous airport in the world.
Oh God.
And the plane I was on, we flew back to Kathmandu, and on the way back it crashed and killed everyone apart from the pilot.
God.
So it's a ropey place. But all that happened when we were up there is injuries, rescues.
Yeah.
And now I had a great time. Yeah. And it was very easy.
But there's so many people up there now. It's a tourist. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I've never understood. I think 1,000 years ago, the people that were alive then would have looked at us and thought, what a bunch of fucking idiots. And I'm talking about like a native peoples would have looked at a huge mountain and would have thought, that is incredible. That is beyond us. That is godly. That is awe-inspiring. They wouldn't have climbed it. They wouldn't have thought about climbing it to the top. They wouldn't, no, would they?
Do you reckon?
I don't think
it's
it's
human
bother.
nature.
But then some idiot, a lot of Scottish people did this, were travelling the world, colonising everything, and thought, first thing I'm going to do, climb up that, stick a bloody flag on it and call it some European name. I find it a little bit ridiculous.
But I can add to that. There's a little known fact, and it's not publicised for a very good reason.
Right.
But if you look at any disaster, you name it, it doesn't matter what, you will find someone from Dundee being involved.
Not just involved,
Hindenburg,
the instigator.
9/11, everything. There's always someone from Dundee.
Well, spread out thin like jam and toast. The Hindenburg, that's it.
Titanic, someone from Dundee. It's always the way.
Yeah. Mountains. I just don't see the point. Terrified of climbing, so heights, never going to do that. Climbing. No, God, no.
I broke my back.
God, no.
I was climbing in St Andrews. And I got about 2 foot off the ground.
Okay.
And I I thought, there's a wet bit there. I'll jump back and get the brush to clean it out. And I jumped back, but my foot caught, and I fell on my bum on a rock.
On your bum. That bum of yours has had the right time of it.
Pounding, I believe people describe it. And I had 2 small vertical breaks in my back. And what happened is your body just thinks a lot worse has happened.
Okay.
So it just locks everything off.
Locks up, okay.
8 hours I was lying there, couldn't move. I thought, that's it, that's my life now. But no, it just sort of came back.
It came back again.
Yeah.
There was a guy on the TV the other day, a hockey player, and he got hit in the head by a puck. And it's just smashed his face to smithereens. Oh, God. I just don't like sport. People can charge at you.
Yeah.
No.
I remember in first year, they make you. Now, I was the smallest kid by miles. Right, I was tiny. There was one kid came into school and he was smaller than me, but he was a little person.
He was actually.
And he was a dwarf guy. You're not allowed to say dwarf, a little person. And I was not much bigger than him.
Okay.
And I didn't grow until I was about 19. Isn't that weird? It was really late.
You were born very late.
Yeah.
Huge baby, and then you just stayed around that size for a while.
When I left
like the
school,
stages
I was
of an
5'4".
insect. It's like the stages of an insect.
Yeah.
A nymph.
Yeah. And then I got to
pupa.
1.5.
Okay.
Broke my back and shrunk 1.5 inches.
Okay.
So I've lost height because of it.
Because
of this tiny little fracture.
You're shorter at the end of the day than you start off.
Yes.
All of us.
True.
Scottish posture's bad.
Oh, my posture's terrible.
I slouch. I've got an Easy Boy recliner.
Is it good?
It's wonderful. It's like somebody cupping your whole body like it's a big ball. Just cupping it gentle. Yeah. And it makes a noise, and it just there's a sweet spot where your feet just get lifted up into position, and that's it.
You just sleep there all the time.
Just ejaculate every, and then that's it.
That's
the leather. It's easy wipe though.
But wait a minute, are you one of these terrible people that got yourself one, and then your partner just sits on a normal seat, or do you have one each?
It's a double one. It's like a settee.
A modern man.
Independent, so somebody can be at work, doing the bills.
You're lucky you're taken after hearing this.
What? We to lift it into the house though. I bought it from a Lithuanian guy, great guy, and when he saw the steps at the front of the house, he's like, "Oh my God!" It almost killed me. A prolapse,
big metal.
Got a prolapsed asshole. I was poking it back
with a brush pull.
A Knickerbocker Glory spoon. I love a Knickerbocker Glory. Was it Vampire Blood this week about the syrup? Raspberry though. 92% urine.
Yes.
That always gives it the tang. Maybe a raspberry in nature's just quite a bland fruit.
It probably is. No one's ever tasted it.
You know how you have like a balsamic vinegar brings out the sweetness. Maybe the kind of the toxic Dundee urine.
See, this is the thing.
Jesus.
We always thought we were getting away with it, but maybe it was the unspoken rule.
Everyone
done it. Yeah.
During the Second World War, raspberries were rationed. They couldn't. I think a lot of the raspberry fields were turned into military bases. Right, okay. I'm not sure the details. This is true.
Right.
They made plum. They had loads of plums. So they made fake raspberry jam with plums.
Right.
But there's no part of the delight of raspberry jam is the pips. So they would make, this is true, little wooden pips and put it into the plum jam.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my word.
That's true. Yeah. That's extraordinary.
That has to be worse
it's
than
like,
peaning.
who was the guy, Ceausescu?
Yes.
The Romanian dictator. Didn't go well for him eventually.
Didn't go well. Couple of bullets.
Couple of bullets. That is something to look up on YouTube.
Yeah.
He deserved it though. But they would have a harvest festivals. Now the country was on its arse.
Right.
People were starving. It was a terrible place. They had factories producing wooden fruit and plaster fruit. So they would have parades with like apples and plums and peaches. It was all exquisitely painted fruit.
A very North Korean approach,
isn't it?
Yeah.
A thing I heard about the Chinese, when there was a famine and the sparrows were eating too many of the crops, they launched like a war against sparrows. Now you can imagine the population of China. They would just run about all day chasing sparrows and never allow the sparrows to roost. And the sparrows were falling out there dead. They just overwhelmed sparrows with the numbers of people they had.
What?
It's incredible.
That's mad.
Just.
I was having a wonderful, with my camera, a wonderful walk around. Now, where was it? I'm going to say Lyon. It might be Lyon or something. I can't remember. In France. And I'm walking around taking pictures. Beautiful place.
Oh, isn't it?
Lyon. Yeah, Lyon is, that's where it was. It was beautiful. And it was in a wee sort of suburb area. And I was like, oh, this is lovely. Walking along. Boom! I ducked. Gunshot from above me.
Oh no.
Heart attack. I was like, what? I'm against the wall, right? People are walking around like nothing. Boom, 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 all over. Then from the left of me, boom, boom. From the right, boom, boom. People are sitting on the roofs with 12 gauges. Glass of wine in a deck chair, shooting all the little birds that come over like sparrows and that.
But eat them.
Couldn't believe it.
They have these traps. I think it's in Italy maybe, and it's a huge spring-loaded trap, and they have a fruit tree in the middle. When the wee birds come down, whoomph, but they eat them. They eat the little sparrows, but they eat them. They eat all the bones. It's like the whole thing. You snack on the whole thing. I suppose it's
that's like that Chinese thing, isn't it? You get them like a pickled
it's like
bird.
It's like if you and I have never been hungry, properly hungry, in our entire life. People don't realise that. People go on about how terrible the world is. I have never known hunger. If I get crotchety if I've not had my breakfast in the morning, that's out of it. But there's countries where people have not eaten, and they remember famines where thousands, millions of people died.
Yeah.
So I don't like criticising people for what they eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
If they don't, oh Christ, this meal could be my last meal. You eat whatever's put in front of you. So it's weird. We're very judgmental in this country.
We're very privileged.
Yes,
but we don't realise it.
We like to look abroad and say, God, those poor animals. Look at they don't. We don't give a fuck about the people.
Yes,
that infuriates me.
Yeah.
And we like to go across and tell some tribal person, you shouldn't really be doing that. The audacity.
Yes,
the audacity.
That's something I completely agree with.
The audacity. Yeah. We're a country of, we like to give. This is all getting a bit serious. But we like to give money to charities, and I really don't. I wonder how much of that cash goes anywhere. We like the quick fix.
Yeah.
And the internet, we're part of the internet now, sadly.
Yeah,
but you do a little thing, a challenge, and that's you. I've solved world hunger.
This is it. I know someone. When you talk about charity, they go, I give 20 quid to that Live Aid. It was like 30 odd years, and they're still. I give money to that.
Just go and give somebody a bloody.
You know what?
Cheese scone.
Do you know what to do? If you want to change the world, don't protest. Don't give money to charities like that. Go outside your house. If there's a bit of rubbish on the street, pick it up. Say hello to your neighbour. That's it. If you do these little things, that'll change the world.
Well,
I'm convinced.
I'm a vile human being, so I don't like being nice to people, but I keep my neighbours sweet.
All right.
The people who live next door.
What do you steal for them?
No, I've told them. Listen, if anybody messes with you, I look after the houses when they're on holiday.
There you go.
They give me the keys.
Oh no.
I rummage.
Oh.
I use their toilet. I'm like, fuck, their toilet flush is better than mine. You know. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Once I found a closed circuit television system. He was watching me in my bedroom.
Oh.
He'd had it all set up.
No way.
He's spying on me.
Oh, that would have been disappointing.
Spying on me.
Why?
Oh, I don't
Why?
know. I can't imagine. Hey,
I was nice.
do you like to walk about the house in the nip?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Okay.
I think I've said this before that I like to be fully clothed.
But you know your house very well.
Yeah.
So you could be naked in the dark.
Oh, it's not about me looking at myself. I'm all right.
Okay. It's other people.
No, it's just I prefer to be clothed.
Okay.
I just always do.
I've been on the hunt
Mm-hmm.
for loungewear for the house. But velour. I've spoken about this. This is ongoing.
You want a jumpsuit?
It just doesn't exist for me.
Do you want one of the short ones?
No.
Or you want long
I
flares?
used to wear a particularly short terry towel and dressing gown.
Oh no.
Where my testicles dangled. And I'd have friends round to stay, and in the morning I'd wake them up with a pan and a wooden spoon. Bang, 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 first thing. And I like to sing, good morning, good morning. But the testicles would be dangling. And I'd like to open the curtains.
Uh-huh.
So when they were looking at the
You're
window,
actually terrifying.
the light would shine and they would get a silhouette of my hairy balls every morning.
What?
Not every morning. I'd mix it up a little bit.
Change it, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've never. No, the whole clothing thing. I just like to be. I'm not.
Yeah.
See, my partner. She's the opposite.
She'll be in the nip.
Always. And then when she does wear stuff, I mean, it's cold outside.
Okay.
If she comes down to wait today, the chances are she's wearing a mini dress. It's just the way she is.
Is she from Newcastle?
I would like. You would think, but I'm covered.
Yeah.
If I could have a balaclava on all the time as well, I'd love that.
I love a balaclava.
But I've got, as I've pointed out before, I've got no fat.
No.
On my, so I get a bit cold.
A ski mask.
Like black, but with the red lining around the eyes and the mouth, just like the guy off of Dirty Harry. Psycho.
But we little like ears, rabbit ears. Just to throw it off a little bit. Do people still rob banks?
I imagine they do.
Do they though?
Is it?
Do they go into a bank with a shooter and go, give us all your money? Does that happen?
I've not really heard of it.
Does it happen? I think all the criminals have moved into
news agents. That's what you'll hear getting robbed. News agents. My favourite story. Just off the Blackness Road down from my old school. There's a corner shop. It's been there forever.
Right, okay.
Used to go there as a kid. And a few years ago, this guy, he had to go to a funeral and he says to his uncle, could you watch the shop for a day? And a guy came in with an air rifle, right? The guy grabbed the barrel, pulled it, slapped the guy that hard. Apparently, he'd done a 360, and when he came back around, the guy's got the air rifle pointing at him.
My God.
Like Steven Seagal, but a 70-year-old Indian guy. Amazing.
Was he a
My
Sikh?
hero.
Was he a Sikh?
I believe he was.
I love the Sikhs are superb.
My hero.
Yeah, they have the Sikh warriors. Have you seen them? These guys with these turbans and these
when they have the parade in town, they're all wearing orange.
When I lived in Glasgow and I was a poor wee soul. I was a student. I was a poor wee soul living in Ironbrew, and there was a corner shop Sikh family, and they were delightful. They could see I was a bit peely-wally, not looking well. They made me like a curry. I came in one day, this beautiful vegetable curry they'd made me and stuff. It was so bad. They were really nice. You could, but it was a great cheap place. That saved a lot of students, that place. But so I've always liked Sikh since then. There you go.
That's just.
Everyone's
good.
You should never mess with an old person, really.
Old man's strength is terrifying.
Yeah. You just don't know. It's a big mistake to look at an old person and think, what a moron, what an old weak bat. You don't know what they've done.
Do you know why I don't do that? Have you ever been hit in the face with a small plastic toy from a toddler?
Okay.
And it almost kills you.
Nightmarish.
You imagine an adult.
Yeah.
You can't fight.
No.
And when you see an old person, you have the same thing. Oh, they can't do anything. No. Have you seen an old lady in Lockheed carrying her shopping home? About 90 kilos.
Arms. They all worked in the mills. Just arms like a stevedore. Big muscly art. You don't know what's under that.
My mother, she has one of those old lady trolleys. She has one of the proper big ones.
I know the style,
right? And it's not one of the tartan ones, it's a proper.
Right, okay.
She's got 2 knees replaced. Right? She has arthritis. And she goes, son, I've left my trolley down at the bottom of the stairs. Could you go and get it? I can barely drag it up the stairs.
She's maybe messing with you, though. She's maybe put
stones in it, bricks
lead weights.
I'm not kidding. The stuff that she gets, especially if it's on sale, she'll get 20 of it.
This is different tone this week.
Different tone.
There's been. I thought we were forced to be nice when we were at school,
right?
And they said to us, "You have to do a charity event. You have to do Meals on Wheels."
Oh no!
And I'm like, "Oh God, what fun! What incredible fun!"
Yeah.
And you'd go to the old folks, and you'd go in with the Meals on Wheels and serve them. And some of them were filthy old bastards. Yeah. The jokes they would tell, but some of them were quite prim old ladies, a wee bit down in their luck, and they'd maybe be in a wee sheltered housing. And one old dear, she would insist that you'd put her food. I don't know if anybody knows Meals on Wheels. It's a plate, and it's got like a metal ring over it with a lid. Okay,
right, got you.
But she insisted that you took the plate, put it on a wee tray, a nice wee silver tray, put the food underneath to get through to it. It was nice. It was nice. Put the food down, have a wee blether with her. Following day, come back, she still sat there dead. She'd never even tucked into her stew. Never got a meal. And then another guy, when you'd rock up in the van, you'd see this lovely old guy, and he'd be nipping along. You could see him through the windows. He was nipping along, and what he'd do was he'd wedge all the doors open, so when you took in the trolley, you had free access to the whole building.
Oh, okay.
And one day we went, no sign of him. He died as well.
Oh my God!
But in my hometown, it's monstrous. There's like the triangle of life. Right. You've got the school you go to. Across the road is the old folks' home, and then an equidistant distance from the two, the graveyard.
Oh,
so the old folk look across at what they have been, and then look across at what they're going to be.
But
terrifying.
I have to say, being from Dundee, there's a mortality here, which is very different to rural areas. If I went to your hometown, the graveyards would be passed away, disco dancing, age 92. They're all really old people.
They get a wee length here, a spell.
53.
Yeah,
You don't last long here.
Have you ever been to the Glasgow necropolis?
No.
It's like a graveyard on a hill. I recommend it to anyone. If anybody likes kind of gothic horror,
right?
There's like huge
or finding a sniping spot.
Yeah, sniping spot. You look all over Glasgow. But they've got these huge tombs,
right,
from like industrialists, but everything's run down because the hubris of building yourself a tomb. Who's going to look after your tomb for eternity? They don't.
I'm really against graveyards.
It's silly.
I don't like it.
But you open these big doors and the whole place is lit from these like broken stained glass windows, and there's pigeons flying
beautiful,
up. But there's tombs, these kind of smaller but still quite spectacular tombs, and you're walking past, and I see these trainers sticking out of a few of them. There's homeless people sleeping inside the tombs.
Whoa.
What?
That's like, is it New Orleans? New Orleans?
Yeah.
In the graveyards there, they're quite spectacular.
Yeah.
But there's whole communities living in them now.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Really strange.
Have you heard of stealth vanning? Is it stealth vanning?
What? No, this is getting...
In America, the Walmart, it's like Walmart Asda.
Yeah.
The car parts are 24 hours a day. These huge Walmart.
Right, okay.
They're full of vans. All these Americans have just given up their static lives and they've moved into these RVs.
Yeah.
But these stealth guys look down at the RVs because they say, you're just a target. People know you're sleeping in those. So they take a normal van and they convert it. So on the outside, but they get fake signs put up, business signs, and they're inside there sleeping for months. It's fascinating.
Here's
on the move.
If you're ever in a van and you just want to park places and stay without people moving you on, cover it in RSPB stickers, things like that. And if anyone asks you, say you're up checking numbers or filming, And they'll go, "Oh, fantastic job, son. Fantastic job." And then you just stay there with your surfboards in the back. We used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Because we'd be in car parks and, you can't stay here. And we're just waiting for that in the morning.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What are you doing?" So, no, we're counting numbers. No problem, son.
Say you're picking up litter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't drive, so I don't know why we even got into this conversation. I would need a driver. Like a chauffeur. Two of them ideally, so one could get a break.
Oh,
I'd want to get some.
Your money's going to be spent.
I'd want to get some miles under my belt. Yeah.
No, you've got to drive.
No.
You're saving the planet.
I'm saving that excuse. Saving the planet. That's my excuse. Yeah. Well, nobody wants me driving. Nobody.
No.
Nobody.
It's a risk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have taken lessons before.
I just do one. Yeah.
One. How did you find it?
Terrible. I tend to give up after one attempt.
That's a bit defeatist.
You give it a go and you go, "Oh, nah, not for me. Not for me. Nah. That'll do. That'll do."
I'll never take to surfing then. Maybe 2 years.
I'm never going surfing. Thank goodness it was. I'd fall off. A jellyfish would swim up my arse.
That's what happens.
I'd get raped by a dolphin.
It used to be bad.
I'll stick with this.
This is my sort of thing. It used to be bad. Right. I remember before they cleaned all the water up, when 94, 95, 96, the water was always brown. Now, I thought Scottish water was brown. It wasn't. That's just the sewage getting pumped out.
Oh, what?
So we'd go out St Andrews and there was an old sewage outflow there, and you jump into it because the water was warm.
Okay. Oh.
And you'd get carried out, and you get out the back of the waves. But one day, I duck dive. And that's when you go under a wave as it's coming towards you. And as I come up, there's a sanitary towel moulded to my face right across it. Jesus. I almost killed my friends laughing. But that was very common.
Yeah.
There was just everything everywhere.
The water will be just filled with estrogen off the lady pills.
Yes, that would explain my breasts. But they cleaned it up, and now the water's perfect.
In the 50s, they were using new hormones to improve the yield of milk, dairy cattle.
Right, okay.
And men started growing tits and actually producing milk.
I wonder what it bet is better.
You just need one, though. One tit. A wee squirt. I'd probably, you get just those tiny, those tiny little travel things of milk you get when you're on the train. As long as you could produce express, is that the word?
Yeah.
Express enough for like a little cup of tea. Oh God, no. Have you ever eaten a seagull's egg?
No,
we used to. I was just thinking about this the other day. We used to
Are you allowed to do that?
I don't know.
I don't think you're allowed to.
Well, we did. But this is back in the day. But they weren't precisely a seabird because they were an inland gull.
That's a caveat right there to eat their eggs, isn't it?
But they would nest on the hills round about my hometown.
Right. Okay.
And you would go up there. They don't now because the Forestry Commission planted all these trees. We spoke about Steve Davis. He invested. Yeah. But you could go up on the hill and there was seagull colonies. Now what you'd do was you'd only take, early in the season, you'd take one egg from a nest. Right, you'd always leave another, and I'm led to believe the seagull would often lay an extra egg.
Okay.
But seagull eggs are delicious, just to let you know that.
Right.
They make a delicious meringue.
Oh.
Very orangey. It's like a midden hen.
No, this is.
If you have a couple hens and you've got them out in your garden and they're just eating the shit in your garden, the eggs are the most delicious eggs. Delicious. Oh. It's a variety of a diet. It's like a bee. If a bee just takes the nectar from one flower,
right,
it's a very bland honey.
Okay.
But if it takes from all the different kinds, it's delicious.
Oh.
Like a city honey is supposed to be wonderful.
Yeah, because they use antifreeze.
Yeah. But if
you get blue honey because it's antifreeze.
If you've seen on top of the, God, you're coughing away there. There's a bit of lung line between us on the table there. I'll just have a wee taste of it. Hold on. Oh, it's delicious. Oh,
there's a crunch to it.
There is. There's a bit of bone in that.
Oh.
Oh God, that's nice. I've got the taste for it now.
Got the taste for lung. I have a seagull story.
Okay, let's go.
I was going up the beach once, up Lunan Bay. And you go over the dunes. You been up there?
Lunan Bay's wonderful.
glorious place.
I'm actually going there this weekend.
Oh, I used to stay there every weekend.
Lovely. Mm-hmm.
7-8 times a week I'd be there. Cross over the dunes and walk towards the water to see what the waves are like. And I look behind us and there's these white dots everywhere over the dunes. So we started walking by. I went, seagulls. Just like seagulls never sit there. Hundreds and hundreds of them. So we get up closer. None of them move. Some of them are dead. Some of them are dying. What's going on? So we phone the RSPB or whatever it is. And they said, leave the area. Don't touch them. It's botulism. And that's what gets them. Botulism. And then I think they sent people up to clear all the bodies away and stuff.
Botulism. Had they been feeding off sewage?
I don't know, but it was
botulism's
botulism. Yeah.
Oh God, I had seagulls' eggs.
Yeah, it's not good.
I don't think botulism will spring up 30 years later, will it?
No.
I'm feeling a bit
Lunan Bay, that's where we were watching on the news. I'm sitting in my mate's house. We're watching on the news. Lunan Bay has been closed for 10 weeks. We went, what? That's our surf spot. Couldn't believe it. Why is it being closed? Well, in World War II, it was used for Spitfires as a bombing range. And a lot of the little bombs they used were just target bombs. So they could see where they hit. But a lot of them didn't go off.
Right.
So they found thousands of them. And one of the RAF guys, bomb disposal, said, this is what we've found here.
But he had a big moustache.
So he didn't, but he had a thick neck. I remember it well. So he holds up this little rusted bomb.
A bomblet.
And we look at the TV, then we look at the mantelpiece. And there's what we thought was a fake bomb we found years earlier.
Right.
We'll look at the TV, we'll look at the mantelpiece, and we'll look at each other and just burst out laughing. That can't be. So we slowly... Now, we used to throw this thing around at each other. Then we get up and we slowly look at it and we go, what do we do? So my mate phones the police. The policeman comes up and says, we found this years ago. We thought it was just fake. And the policeman, he poked his head around the door and he grabs both of us. It was, get out of the house, like that. The whole building, the whole area for half a mile around is evacuated. Next thing we know, the bomb disposal, they're up, guy with a big thing, the suit, he walks up and comes back, he gently places it in this big barrel.
It's like the hurt locker.
Yeah, they take up to Lunan Bay and blow it up. We felt terrible.
It's like Laos. Laos was the most bombed country in history.
That's crazy.
But you see like footage and like these spent bombs and they've built houses on them. These huge things the Americans were dropping. The most monstrous thing I ever heard about bombs. In Afghanistan, the Russians were fighting the Mujahideen, and what they would do was they would drop bomblets, but in the shape of toys. We had delayed fuse, so the kids would take these toys back to the house and bang, blow them. They'd blow up. Oh my God, it's monstrous, isn't it?
That's the worst thing I've heard.
That's a good. I like this.
This podcast is under comedy.
Oh God. Oh God. Yeah. You ever made a bomb?
I have made you get bangers. Do you remember you get a pack of 10 bangers?
You did, yeah.
Empty them all out, put them in a big bit of newspaper, get all the fuses, put it together. What a noise. Me and my brother used to make petrol bombs and stuff. Done all that.
Like blowing. It's fascinating, But potassium permanganate. It's
not a common chemical that I would use for building my bombs.
You could use it with your athlete's feet. But if I'm led to believe you mix it with sugar,
right,
water, and you put it into a airtight container and give it a shake, and it creates heating or can explode. Because I'm sure we lived in a squat in Glasgow and found a giant drum of potassium permanganate.
That's not a common. Wait, is that a fertilizer?
It's like it's crystally. It's like a purple stuff. There'll be a sign. Do you think anybody clever is listening to this?
No.
Okay.
No.
Shit. There's always some know-it-all that would like comment and say, "Oh no, actually, I don't think we have that problem."
No.
Do you?
No, I think we're safe.
No,
I think we're safe.
They've given the game away by listening to this.
UFOs.
Because by this stage, 8 hours.
UFOs. Years ago, driving across with my friend, driving across the Tay Road Bridge, heading south. And up ahead of us, my friend goes, "What's that?" And there's a cube. Now, it looked like it was made of lots of tubes, and then they were all different colours.
Right.
And it quite big, about the size of this room, quite big, and it glided over us. We're watching it, so we get across the Fife. We get out of the car and we'll watch it.
Was it over
all
Fife?
The way. Yeah, and it was coming across the middle of the
That's
Tay,
where the invasion will happen.
Straight over Dundee and away into the distance. We went, that's weird. Now, I don't believe there's aliens visiting us because there's no proof of it.
Well, you worked with one. That's proof to me.
Well, you know.
That's all I need.
But the weird thing that came out of that is that I told people, hey, you know what I saw? And people said to me, you didn't see that.
Okay.
You're lying. That can't happen.
Okay.
Last year, I was watching this aviation documentary, and they went to the development of drones, and the test sort of platform for drone engines was a cube, and it was all different colours, made of pipes, plastic pipes, and they would put the engines in it, and I went, that's what I saw.
Gee.
And this was in the 90s. And then people went, oh yeah, you saw that.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird that you did see something, but people will absolutely say you didn't? It's the very thing I saw. And so it shows you how advanced the technology was.
That's terrifying.
But I saw this, and everyone said you did not.
I have a theory that the drones, it's not people behind any of this now. It's AI. It's developed sentience. We're in the middle of Judgment Day. It's happening.
That would be fantastic.
There's less people around now if you go about.
That's true.
You walk through Dundee, there's nobody about.
It's quiet.
I think they're slowly reducing the ranks. They're keeping the people that can use as batteries. The ones that are particularly feisty. You and I will be plugged in.
Oh yeah,
oh God, we could run a house. We could run a village. Where would they put the little electrodes?
Oh, see, you're thinking too much.
Where are they going?
You're thinking in your lazy boy chair, a couple of electrodes.
Because if I'm thinking the little bulldog clips, there's only one place they're going.
Your ears.
Your ears, yeah.
On that note.
Oh, wonderful.
That note,
that was vintage.
Episode 8.
I actually felt quite emotional this time.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't look it. You looked exactly the same as always.
It's that time of the month.
Alright, okay.
Ta-da.
Derek Vindas.
Go on, Vor.
Laters, dudes.